Welcome back to the Computercraft Let's Play from Keebler Computing, your one-stop shop for all Elvish computing needs. We were recently talking about turtles, and some of the comments in the YouTube comment stream were asking what can turtles do and what they can't do. So we had a previous version of Honeydew, our Honeydew Turtle 2.0, Honeydew 2.0, and the previous version he just dug a line straight down and then he returned. So, inspired by a recent Yogscast post, I've gone ahead and made a new turtle, new Honeydew 2.0, with a tunneling program. So why don't I just start off by showing what that program can do. So here it is. It's called Pipe Tunnel. And it's going to ask for a length of the tunnel. Let's put in something obscene, like, I don't know, 200. And he's going to start doing his diggy. So what he's doing is he's actually doing two things right now. He's going to go ahead and excavate a 3x3 square, and then after excavating he's going to try to fill in any blocks that are missing on the outside of the tunnel. So I can give you an example on this next run. If he was going through and there was a lake or something like that, a big body of water, and there was water missing, there's water pouring through the ceiling and through the sides, well, the second thing that he does after digging it out is he fills in all these blank areas. So while he's digging all that stuff out, let's go ahead and look at the program here so you can get an idea of what's happening. Now again, I used another API because I wanted to break it up, make it a little easier to understand. So we're going to first look at just the program I called Pipe Tunnel. So let's look at that, Pipe Tunnel. And we give him a little name because when he says diggy diggy, we want to make sure we know who it is that's doing the diggy diggy. And then we're going to load the API that I created, Honeydew. And then this is where it asked for the length. So here we're asking for the tunnel length, and then we're taking what they put, changing it to a number, and putting it into this length variable. Now here's our loop. It's a while loop. So while length is over 0, if I put in 200, for example, that's over 0. It's going to do this over and over again. And what it's actually doing is it's going to that Honeydew API, and it's doing a make tunnel 3x3, so 3 wide and 3 high. You can change that actually if you download the API to whatever you like. And if that fails, if somehow he is not able to make a tunnel, then we set the length of the tunnel to 0. So he's just going to stop making any more tunnels at that point. What he will probably try to do is line the tunnel still, so that could be fixed in a later version. So first he makes the tunnel, a 3x3, and then he tries to line a 3x3 space. And every time he does that, the length gets decreased by 1. So he's going to do these two things 200 times, unless he runs into some kind of a problem, and then he's going to stop. So let's look at that API. An API is just a set of functions that you can call like I did here. So you see this make tunnel and line tunnel. There's going to be some functions in the Honeydew API with these names, make tunnel and line tunnel. And that's how you can make your files a little smaller, a little easier to manage. So let's look at this Honeydew API now. And so I have him where he can give a broadcast. So if I do a my shout, and then he's going to both print it, and he's also going to broadcast it in RedNet so I can monitor what's happening over the RedNet. If there's an error, I do a my shout, but I also return false. And there's also a force go direction. Now, when I first started doing this, every time he ran into some gravel or sand, it would fall down on him, and he'd have a big problem. So what I have it here doing is if you do force go and then you type in a direction like forward, up, or down, we have these variables here, how many errors he's run into, a go function and a dig function, which I'm going to show you, and then the result that we get from trying to dig. So what we're doing here is if you say go forward, then our go function is the turtle.forward function, and our dig function is turtle.dig. Now if you say up, it's going to be turtle up and dig up, and if you say I want to go down, then your function for go is down and dig down. So now whichever way you're going, the go function and the dig function will be set for the direction that you're trying to move in. Now we're going to give a total of 7 errors. So if 7 pieces of sand fall down on your head, it's going to keep trying and trying and trying until it finally either just gets 7 errors or it's able to go. So first we do the dig function, which is going to be either dig, dig up, or dig down, depending on what we put. And then we're going to try to do the go function, and whether it succeeds or not, we're going to put here in the result. And if result is true, then we return true, we were successful. Otherwise, we're going to put one more error on the list and try again, try again, try again. And at the very end, if we still haven't been able to go, then we're going to do a false. So that's going to help us try to go through some of that sand or just anything else that was going to fall on you as you're digging through. So here's the first one. Here's make tunnel, and it has the width and the height. And first off, he shouts diggy diggy, and we're assuming he's facing where he's supposed to go, so he's going to dig and try to go forward. I don't need both here because he'll dig automatically, but that's okay. So as soon as he goes into the wall, he's going to turn right, and we're going to get his x and y coordinates. And while his x coordinate, or left and right, is not as long as the width, then we're going to keep doing this over and over again. What are we going to do? Well, we check his up and down, his y, and see if it's as high as the height. And if it's not as high as the height, then he needs to go up. So we're going to try and force him to go up. And if he does go up, then y gets incremented by 1. So this is going to make him dig up, up, up until he's finished digging out the height. And then afterwards, we want him to go back down and reset for the next column. So this is while y is more than 1, then we're forcing him to go down, and we're decreasing y until it gets back down to 1. And then we're going to do the same thing. Now we're going to try to move him over 1 column. So x equals x plus 1. If we're done, if we've just dug out the entire thing widthwise, then we want him to go back. So while reset x, and that's right now 0, while it's less than x, we're just going to try to make him go back until he gets back and reset back at his starting position. And otherwise, if it's not done yet, then we need him to go forward 1. And after he's gone forward, this end right here is going to bring it right back up to restart him digging upwards again. So that's it. That's the whole thing. Once he's done, he's going to reset back to, he's going to start going down, and then he's going to reset back to the left. He's going to turn left, so he's facing forward again, and he's going to return true. So that makes him dig out. He digs up, 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 and then resets down, and then he digs right, up, 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 down, and he does that until he finishes all the way whatever grid size that you set for him. The second one is sort of simple. It's the line, the tunnel. It has x and y the same way, so x is your left and right, and your y is up and down. So he starts in the lower left corner, 1, 1. And he's going to try to go ahead and place a block underneath him. And then while he's going along, while x is less than the width, he's going to try to go forward and place a block beneath him. And he's going to keep doing that until he makes the entire floor. And then once he's on the right-hand side, he can place one on the lower right-hand corner. And then he does the same thing for the right-hand wall. While y is less than height, so y starts at 1, and it's going to keep on going up until it reaches the height of 3. He's going to keep on moving up, and then at the end, every time he places a block on the right-hand side. Then he does the same thing for the ceiling. He has to turn left twice, so he's facing the left, so he can go left and make the ceiling. And as he does that, he keeps on going forward and placing a block above him, and then he does the same thing as he goes down to make the left wall. So that's it. It's pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and put both the API and the program in the release notes in a few, hopefully by the end of today. But that's a way that you can have a turtle creating a little tunnel for you. Now, on the off chance that Honeydew actually does watch this, I just want to let him know I'm not trying to steal your job. You're just I know you're a very valuable member of the team, and so I think your talents are probably much better spent wielding sticks or something else, some kind of managerial duty. But anyway, so that's one thing that you can do with your little mining turtle. And I'm going to have some more coming up, and again, I still have to go over the code for the login screen. There's so many things that I can go over, I'd like to go over. If there's any requests, please just put it in the comments, and I'll try to cover something for you that way. Otherwise, I may go over some more Turtle stuff or go over that server code. Go ahead and let me know what your preference is. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and again, from KleebCo Computing, thank you for watching this Computer Craft Let's Play.